Special presentation he wants to make, and I asked him earlier this week to introduce our guest speaker. The guest speaker means a lot to him, and both of them mean a lot to the tour program. And so at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Coach Fraser.
I do get the privilege of introducing our guest speaker this time. Grew up knowing this man. He was the first person to really start taking me to the away football games and all that kind of good stuff. So spent a lot of time with him growing up. He spent the night at his house when I was growing up as a little kid. He learned real fast that I wasn't potty trained from an early age. My mom had informed him that I was potty trained. Well, at night, he thought I was potty trained too. Well, apparently I was supposed to put on some pull-ups, and he learned the hard way that kids are supposed to put on pull-ups whenever they're little kids. So, went ahead and took care of business in his bed, and he learned the hard way. So, this man also gave me my first teaching opportunity. So, whenever I graduated college, I was lucky enough to fall into place where I was able to go to Sulphur 9th grade and start teaching. And started teaching there with him, and he gave me that opportunity. The next thing I know, I'm teaching 6th maths, went to college, and I was a health and human performance person. So luckily, he afforded me that opportunity, and he went the exact same route that I did. And I didn't know that until, I started teaching him. He went to college to be an engineer, and after 2 years, he changed his major to education, exactly like I did, and was in education from that point on. He's pretty much taught everybody in Sulphur, it seems like, because no matter where you go, he knows every single person. Every single person in this room probably knows this man as well. Every kid here, with the exception of a few of them that probably moved a little bit later, but they all know him. Right? He was their principal at the 9th grade campus. Most of y'all had the privilege of getting to meet this man, because when I say privilege, I mean it's an honor to be underneath him and being his teachers underneath him. He teaches with me, taught with a passion, he coached with a passion, he's still doing everything with a passion. He cares deeply about every single kid. He cares deeply about all of his teachers that were with him. He's a family man. He's a godly man. He walks his faith. He practices what he preaches. And I have the privilege of introducing Mr. Chuck Hansen.
I'll give him $1 in a second. Let me just tell you a little bit about this trailer. Nobody in the state of Louisiana has more geometry kids than Sulphur 9th grade. Y'all don't know that, but I know. He had 100-something kids. He could tell you the exact number. He had 100-something kids last year take it. 90-something made excellent. I think 12 made good. Everybody passed the EOC. He's a great teacher. Takes that guys, I want y'all to look around at each other, especially seniors. I want y'all to look at each other. Look at each other's face. Come on, look at it. I want y'all to think back when y'all were freshmen, because that's when I always remember y'all. Think back. Now, I hear Gary talking. I'll talk to him in a second. But think back about the good, the bad, the ugly. You guys would never be together again like this. It's over. So enjoy tonight. Yeah, it's kind of sad, but you know what? It's not the end. It's not even the beginning of the end. It may be the end of the beginning. Churchill said that. Your life is ahead of you. Most of you will never play football again. But you know what? The memories are always going to be there. I'm blessed at my new job. I see an old fella. He's 92. I talked to him. And I said, "Sir, were you in the military?" Because he had a military shirt on, so I could tell. He said, "Yes, sir. I was in World War II. I was on the beaches of Omaha." And he started telling me about it. And he said, "When I got out of the U-boat, I had about 80 pounds on. He said, I weighed about 110. He said, I was in the water this deep. And I've read some books about that, and a lot of people drowned. And I'm thinking all this, and he said, some of my friends drowned. And he started saying, when I went to the beach, and he told me the number that died, and his eyes are tearing up. Guess what? My eyes teared up. My gosh, we are blessed to live in this country. Y'all know that? I just hugged him and I said, thank you for your service. So when you see somebody in the military, you make sure you always thank them for your service. Now, I have state troopers, I have sheriff department, city police come in. You know what I do? I'm nice to those guys. Thank you for your service. I really mean that. But just in case they see me somewhere, they might remember I helped them. So, thank the police. We are blessed with police. You know what? 31 years of education, traveling from Shreveport to New Orleans to Baton Rouge. Guys, I heard during the prayer, y'all are blessed. We didn't go too many places that had more families than we did. Think about it. We have a great community here. But let me tell you this. We have great kids. I've been other places. Mr. Barrentine's been other places. I'm going to say it again. We have great kids. Sulphur's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. But you know what? If I had to raise my kids, what I did? Guess what? They went to Sulphur High School. And I'm proud to say that. I'm proud to say that. I am thankful for this bunch of coaches. They coach my kid. I've had kids play basketball, soccer, football, run track. Do y'all realize how much coaches do? Just in case y'all don't know, they're not driving Corvettes. They're not driving the Cadillacs. They don't get paid the big bucks. If we paid them by the hour, I'm sure Amelia could tell me how much they make an hour. How much you make an hour? He don't make anything, but he deserves it. But you guys, give the coaches a big hand right now. 36 years ago, not to give away my age, I was sitting right there with you guys. Of course, we were in the Sulphur High cafeteria. That's where we had our writing room. But they didn't have those walls, so it was a little bit bigger. And they had the head coach, Matt Neese, talking. So what he said, I had no idea. So y'all not going to remember anything I said, but I do remember this. My best friend went to steal his daddy's, what was it? Strawberry, come on, amen. Shortcake. And his daddy stabbed him in the farm. Darndest thing I've ever seen. And 4 things of blood came up. There were no such thing as plastic cars back then. The reason I remember that, this weekend I went to a wedding. We went to the son together. The next couple of years we became friends. His name was William, my name was Charles. And said, we're going to name our first son William Charles and Charles William. And we didn't tell our wives that because we weren't married yet. Well, you know, we kept that. So his son William Charles got married this weekend. Graduated of A&M, married a beautiful young lady. He's an engineer. My son Charles William is not married. But he's graduating, so you know what? I figured out both of those guys took after their mothers. Because they couldn't take them after us. But you make lifelong friends. You may not see them for years, but when you see them again, you know what? They're your friends, because you remember everything that y'all went through. Now I'm going to talk about Gilroy. Now, 10 years from now, y'all going to kind of stretch the story a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Can y'all hear Gilroy 10 years from now stretching the story? They're laughing. 20 years from now, oh my gosh, we're not going to be around. So, you're going to enjoy all this, remember all this, take it in. But you have some decisions to make in the next couple of years that's going to be very important. It's going to be the road that you take. And I'm thinking of a young man, I'm just going to name the first name so y'all know who I'm talking about. His name is John. And John was a good-looking kid. John was a great athlete. John, they owned the dealership. So you know what that means? John was that new car. Everybody liked John because he had a new car. He would take that new car and put it in reverse. What was that? You have a dealership, you know. John married a beautiful young lady that had a child. But you know what John's problem was? He got on cocaine. John lost his wife. John lost his family. Cocaine. When John's mother died, they took her wedding ring off so John wouldn't take it. John died just a couple of months ago. John never recovered from drugs. He was homeless in Mobile, Alabama when he died. Please don't take it. tell you another young man, Joey. Joey and John were good friends. Joey's one of those little guys that can tell stories. He can be a salesman. I can look at some of you guys and I can tell y'all going to be a salesman. Joey knew everything. And Joey kind of got on your nerves. A little bit of Joey went a long way. And you know what? Joey must have knew something because Joey now owns a multi-million-dollar business. Joey made it. Which one you going to take out there, John or Joey? Two more scores. Mike. Mike's pretty good guy. Mike's made it, but you know, we watching film. Do y'all ever watch film and have to grade it? Do y'all even do that anymore? Y'all do that? Don't y'all do that anymore? Y'all keep grading film? Well, I had a coach, and Shannon, we would have to grade the film. He said, he said, Mike, what did you grade? 72%, coach. Shit. What film did you watch? Hanson, what did you grade? 5, coach. That's about right. So I thought I was smarter than Mike. Mike's made it in life. He has a good job. So I'm trying to think, how's all these guys that I didn't think were so smart in high school? They doing pretty darn good. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. Rudy, I gotta tell y'all about Rudy. Rudy had 3 brothers. He came from a single mom. Rudy lived in a 2-bedroom house. They had 3 boys and 2 girls. Rudy was very poor, I'm telling you. Rudy should have never made it through school. Rudy, doing practice one day, he gets his helmet and he throws it in the stands. And he's cussing. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Coach Lawrence is going to kill him. And I remember seeing the helmet roll down the stands. And the cheerleaders and dancers were there, and everybody's kind of looking at me, just waiting. And I was right by Coach Suarez, and he stood up, he looked at Rudy, he said, he's mad. And he went back to coaching. It took me about 10 years to ask Coach, what? If I would have done that, Coach, you would have killed me. What? Why do you let Rudy do that? Rudy just needed love. And the next day, Rudy was doing some running. I think Rudy. But because of football, Rudy owns his own business now in Church. Married to a beautiful young lady. Well, she's not young, she's my age. She's a pharmacist. Rudy had every reason not to make it, but because of the team, he made it. Parents, I want you to give all these guys a hand because you know what? They stayed. They're on the team. They made it through there. I think they all deserve a big hand. Let's give them. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? Now, I have a job where I work somewhere, and you know what? Some of the guys I work with did not go to college. And they're making a whole lot more money than me because they are mechanics, welders. You don't have to go to college, but you have to get an education. If you want to go to college, good. But I'm just saying you have to get an education. So high school's not enough. High school's not enough. Stay with something. If you don't hear anything I'm saying today, stick with something. College is not your road. Don't go there. I was blessed to play at Sulphur. I wasn't a big guy. See, I told him Mike Bear that one time. I said, I used to be big. And I was about 6'2". And the next day he came back, he said, my daddy said you were always short. I didn't think he believed me. That's his heart. It's a privilege for me to be up here because, guys, 37 years ago I was there. Remember, it's going to fly by. My grandpa told me that. Life flies by. He was 99 years old when he passed. When he was 88, he was picking up hay. I got to tell you one more story. He was driving his truck. No, it was an Impala, 72 Impala. And we had a big old ditch in front of our house. And I was standing outside, and I said, I think Grandpa was going to miss the driveway. And he went through that ditch and came up, and I don't know how the car did flip. And he and Grandma got out of there, and I'm in shock. And my grandma said, I told you to miss that driveway. It flies by. You guys want to see me tonight. Before you know it, you're sitting right here. You guys started something new. We made it to the playoffs this year. You turned the corner. I hope the juniors want to go one step up. I was at the Dome. Who was at the Dome? I was at the Dome. Do y'all remember that? There's never been that much blue and gold in the Dome. I want to go back there. I was there. You clap. I was at, come on, the UL, what's their Coliseum called? No, not Blackfoot. Cajun Dome. Thank you. I was there when Zeno was playing. That was full of Mr. Perry. We had some great fans. Sulphur's a great place. Let's keep it going. I want to close on one thing, and I told Miss Angela I was going to do this, and I hate to take this away from you guys, but it's really for you guys. Our stadium, Mr. Elder showed me, the stadium is pretty much on track right now. It's going to be great. We have an opportunity to get turf. We're halfway there. If somebody wants to write a check for $400,000 tonight, we're done. It may not happen, but you know what? It may happen. So if somebody has some ideas, somebody knows what we can do, you know, and I say 400,000, maybe only 3, but we have 400,000. If you're going to build something, let's do it right. I went to Zachary High School. I don't know if y'all have ever been to Zachary High School. They have the highest test scores in the state. I'm talking about academics. The highest test scores in the state. They have the best looking school in Louisiana. You need to go there, and guess what? They have turf field, and the principal told me, he said, you know, I didn't think I would like that. I didn't think we needed it. Because, my gosh, everybody uses it. The rec department uses it. The baseball team uses it. I went and talked to our band director. You know what he said? He said, Chuck, I would love to have turf. But y'all know our band director has to go and paint the field so the band can march. Well, you know if it rains, they can't have the band festival because it's rained out. If it rains with turf, 30 minutes later, you can go on. Band director is. I went and talked to soccer, boys and girls. You know what? The coaches said, we would love to have turf. You know why? They paint the field before a soccer game. They paint the field for practice. There's a lot of hours in work in painting the field. And last but not least, these guys over here, I don't know if y'all know how much they work on Thursday. They have to paint the field. They have to get it ready. They play freshman. They play JV. They go to bed. They wake up early. They go to church. They eat breakfast. They play football Friday night. I don't think many of us could do what they do. So if we can do one thing to help the coaches, but you know what? To help the kids, I would like to do it. If we can't get it done, you know what? So what? We're going to have a big stadium. It's going to be beautiful. But if we can add one more thing to it, I would love to do that. Y'all have a great night. Thank you.